Hello everybody, today we're here for something really special. A subscriber on the channel reached out to me about coaching me in Assetto Corsa. Look at his resume. Eduardo Cavalli was a 2021 runner-up of the Turismo 1.4 Championship in Brazil. In 2022, he was the outright champion. The student car class is super competitive, and the first step in the ladder towards Soccer Brazil, won the biggest championship in South America. In today's video, I chat about Eduardo and how he went from sim racing to the real thing, how he overcame the disability to win his first championship, and later, in the second part of the series, Eduardo's gonna coach him in touring cars, trying to make me a faster driver. You will not want to miss these videos. But for now, let's get to know Eduardo and how he got here. Enjoy! Hey Eduardo, how are you tonight?
How are you all? It's a pleasure to be here with you, Fernando. I was really touched by your story, the way you carry yourself, and I really identify myself with that. And I just think that what you're doing is great. It's a beautiful purpose behind everything, and I just wanted to be a part of it because you are a great driver. By the way, congrats on the win.
Thank
Huge
thank
achievement.
you.
You and the boys.
Eduardo, why don't you share your story, your background?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've always been a car nerd my entire life. I believe it or not, I started racing dirt bikes when I was a kid. When I was about 4 years old, I won a couple of regional championships, mostly because of my dad's influence. He was a great rider. He was a factory rider here in Brazil, and he did very well in his prime days. And yeah, the passion carried over to me, and I really got bit by the racing mosquito really early on. As the years went on, I kind of realized that my real passion was cars and tarmac, and not bikes and dirt. But motorsports is it's really hard for everyone to get into, and yeah, especially here in Brazil, I didn't have many connections, so I just never knew how to get into motorsports. When I was around 13 to 14 years old, I discovered something called a Logitech G27. I started driving in Test Driver Unlimited. I love that game. Just cruising around town with some supercars. It was such a good feeling. But then I got into real sim racing, which was with the launch of Assetto Corsa. I just grinded that for a number of years, and there was a point in time where I realized that, hold on, I am actually good at this. And I was always self-taught. I never watched videos, I've never been coached. I was just super passionate about it, and I just wanted to learn more and more and more. And I went into street cars. Just started driving and messing with street cars, just doing some time attacks, track days and stuff. And I got to know some people, and they hooked me up with a really good priced seat in a formula race. And I had never driven in a racetrack with a real race car up until that point. And on my first practice session, I was up against national Formula 3 and Formula 4 drivers, some really established names, and I wiped the floor with them. My first time on track. And I was like, what is going on? So then I had a suspicion that I was okay at driving, but then I knew, okay, I can actually do this. It's like I am a good racing driver. It's like my knowledge is not only for the sim, it's like I can carry that over to real life. And that was such a magical feeling. And years went on, in and out of the sport, always think that it was my last time on track. But then I finally got into racing in the front wheel drive scene here in Brazil, which is massive, super competitive. I won a few championships, I've had some national wins, and I got to race in Turismo Nacional, which is the base category in Brazil for the Stock Car Brazil series, which is really big. And things happened, things also didn't happen, and As of 2024, I haven't been racing, but we're working hard to get into that. But that's when coaching came into the scene. I've always known myself as a technical guy, and I love teaching. I think I got that from my mom because she was a teacher, and I realized that I really love it as well. So I just created this community. We're 8 months old, I believe, and we're over 3,000 members. We have over 150 sessions done, and it's just a beautiful thing. And then I got to know you, and now we can work together and we can be a part of something together, which can be just beautiful. The reason why I was so drawn to your story is that I have a really similar story of like fighting your own body not letting you do things as you want to do it. In 2022, I was fighting for the championship, my first time in a proper condition to battle for a championship, and I developed a really serious vision problem that made me see double. So everything that I saw was doubled. So I had a main
Oh
image
my
and then
god.
a ghost image. I made a video to show you how that looked like. And I drove for half of that season just seeing like you're seeing right now. And it got to a point where I had to close one of my eyes shut with duct tape so I wouldn't see double. And that was something that I suffered in silence because I couldn't tell anybody, because I could lose sponsors. I could be protested for, because I mean, I was leading the championship and people can do things. They can claim that I'm not safe to be on track, and they could protest me. So that was something that I suffered in silence for months and months and months. On a Sunday, winning races, and on a Monday, I was going to the hospital with my mom, just having to hold her arm. Otherwise, I would stumble and face plant the ground on the street. It was that bad. And I managed to fight through that. I didn't cry about it. I tried everything I could, and I just fought through it. And 2022 was the year I became champion.
Wow, what a
That was the year.
story.
That was the year.
I
And
love that.
yeah, so never take no for an answer. Don't make excuses. We have to play the hand that we're dealt. That's the thing.
Yes. It reminds me of how Niki Lauda was able to come back and battle through injury. That's amazing, Eduardo. Congratulations.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
that.
And yeah, and that's, I believe that's part of what made me so empathic to also become a coach, because I really need to understand people's limitations, people's needs, what they struggle with, what they thrive in. And because yeah, I know how to be me, I know how my body works, but you can be different, the other guy can be different, and it's like I can't tell you to do things that I can only know how to do with my own body. You need to tell me how it works in your body so we can work together and do the best that you can.
And that's something I work a lot with my drivers at Racing Without Limits. We have people who have no leg function, we have people with limited arms function, and when we do our coaching sessions with them, we try to find the adaptations to let them drive.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful, man. It's just a beautiful purpose to do something. So congrats to you as well on what you're building and who you are, especially.
Thank you, sir.
We kind of talked a little bit. We became buddies. We get along well, but we are here to drive. We shouldn't really be seeing the same driving patterns. Whenever you start thinking too much about the outcome that you don't want, generally that's exactly the one that you're gonna get. The main thing that I notice is that